sisters, siblings of SEIU, 10 to 1, of labor, of the community. I got a question. Who has the power? We have the power! Oh, they need to hear it. They just not need to hear it here at this building. We need to make sure they hear it throughout our system. Who got the power? We got the power! Who got the power? We got the power! And you know what? I think sometimes the employers forget who makes these systems run, right? Sometimes they think they're the ones who make sure our patients are safe, who make sure the communities are served. Is Del Vecchio Finley doing that? Who's doing that? That's right. And without us, there would not be a system, and we love our jobs, right? Make some noise if you love your job. But you know what? We demand respect on our job too, right? We demand to be safe on our job too, right? And this employer has not respected us. And in a time, again, where everybody around, take a minute and just look around. These are the warriors who are saving lives every single day, risking their lives. They call us heroes in public, but try to stab us in the back at the bargaining table. And we're not going to stand for it, right? And we are at the point now where they know who we are, they know what we're about, they know what we're going to stand up for. We're going to stand up for our members. We're going to stand up for the community, and we're going to stand up for public safety. Make some noise. And just as a reminder, if everybody can close their eyes for a few seconds and think about who you're doing this for. It's about our brothers and sisters standing right next to us. Again, it's about our community. It's about our families. If we don't stand up, nobody will. This is our responsibility to make sure that the community's safe, to make sure our members safe, and we won't stand for anything less. What do we need? When do we need it? What do we need? When do we need it? Brothers and sisters, this is day 2, but we are going to continue to fight this fight until we win the fight, the good fight. Let's keep it going. When we fight, when we fight, when we fight, and we will win, brothers and sisters.
Who's the president of the Combat Liberation, who's here to say the entire world is watching. Because when healthcare workers are under attack, so is our community.
I think it is probably the only thing, exactly what you're doing out here. Standing up, yes, for your own safety, yes, for your families, but really standing up for the patients who rely on you every single day that you go into work. Standing up for them. This is what gets the goods. So thank you. And as the president of the California Labor Federation, I am also here to say that the 2 million unionized working women and men across the state stand with you. And I say when we stand together, we win. Who's got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? We got the power. Who's got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? We got the power. You're gonna win this and we are with you. Thank you.
Catherine, thank you. All our labor leaders who are with us today. One more person from labor who's here is very special to all of us. He leads the Oakland Education Association. Our teachers who, like many of you, struck a year ago for the health and safety of our children and to make sure that our children get the best education. So up next, let's give it up for Keith Brown.
SEIU, CNA, I'm here to let you know that there's 2,800 educators and teachers that have your back. The teachers and education workers in Oakland stand in solidarity with SEIU and our healthcare workers. And there's one thing I need to say here. If our county doesn't take care of our healthcare workers that provide for the needed care and health of our most vulnerable, it doesn't give us much confidence that our schools will be safe for our students. So this is a fight that we're in together as educators and healthcare workers. We stand proud to support healthy communities, and that means that we have to support our healthcare workers. So, when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Oakland educators, we stand with you in saying enough is enough. The time is now to properly fund our healthcare system in Alameda County, and we're sending a message to the Board of Supervisors that the mismanagement of the Alameda Health System must go. SEIU, we got your back. Thank you.
So, Board of Supervisors, Richard Valle and Wilma, please come on up.
I want to thank you very much for allowing me to be here today. It's a great honor to be in front of you. You are the people who deliver the essential services to the most vulnerable of this county, and I salute you. Thank you. My colleague and I have been meeting with AHS, Board of Trustees, and with you for 2 years. And what we tried to do was change the relationship and change the culture of communication. We did that for 2 years. 2 years. Last night, Senator Kamala Harris said it best. People get along when you have relationships. Right? Right. And the guy with the fly looked at her and frowned. Right? All right, look. It's all about relationships and building trust between people. The people that are most important are our patients. The people who take care of them are just as important, and they need the respect that they deserve. Clearly, the Board of Trustees at AHS has not heard. We thank them for their service. It's time for them to move on. time for the Board of Supervisors to take bold action. We depend on you to stand with us shoulder to shoulder, just like you do with each other. We're going to have to do this together. It's going to take some time, but we're going to get it done. So, what do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Yeah!
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Hey, will the people from Highland Hospital raise your signs? Hey, San Leandro and Alameda. Okay, I want to tell you, I love you all. You're my heroes, absolutely. We care so deeply about you and your families who you put at risk for coming to work every single day. And I want you to know that we really, really appreciate you. And that's from the bottom of my heart. I want to tell you that for the past 2 years, the administration of AHS has failed to build productive relationships with labor, with the Board of Supervisors, with our community clinics. You know, they've even sued us, their bank account, right? They have really ruined these relationships, and I understand why it's impossible to bargain at the table with people who have totally broken your trust. Not only that, but this strike, which could have been avoided, I believe. I mean, they think you all want to go on strike. It's a sacrifice to go on strike. Yeah, I know that. I absolutely know that. You have families at home. You need the paycheck. But they don't understand this. And they have totally broken faith with you and with the community and cost their own system $10 million. I mean, they have to keep the place open for patients, but that $10 million, if they had avoided the strike, could have been used to help settle the contract. That's absolutely ridiculous. In terms of the Board of Trustees, I think for years we've underestimated, and I'll take responsibility for that. I tried. I've underestimated the divisions among them and their paralysis during a time like this. I don't think each of them is a bad person, but they can't act. They absolutely cannot act at this point, and that's really, really clear. So, as Mr. Valle said, our president, we are going to fix this situation. I promise you, we're going to fix this situation, and we're going to put in place a team that can get this done, get you a fair and decent contract, and all for the sake of patient care. Thank you very much.
Public health in public hands! 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 Good morning, everybody! I am beyond excited to see this day. And the reason why I am so excited is obvious for one, but the second reason is I always tell my coworkers the importance of our unity. And today is beautiful because this isn't just CNA or SEIU. Tomorrow, or when we go back to work on Tuesday, I can walk down the hallway and doesn't matter who it is, I can look at them and say, I saw you at the rally. I saw you fighting for your community. I saw you fighting for us. And it's beautiful. And it's beautiful. And I am, after 2 years of coming to this building back and forth, after 2 years of telling them about patient safety issues, about being short-staffed, about telling them how our community is suffering, I'm glad they finally got the message. But we all know it's not over yet. Until the change is actually made, my message to AHS is how many more 10 millions you got? How many more 10 millions you got? Because if you don't do what you have to do, we will be back out here. The nurses are ready. Everybody is ready. We are sick and tired of you disappointing our community. And if it takes 5 strikes,
and so happy to be standing out here with all of you, my co-workers. We got members of the public out here, patients, people that support us and have been standing next to us in this whole fight. And it brings me to tears to be standing next to a fellow nurse from a different union, but the same damn fight. Yeah. We're all out here today because AHS trustees and execs have been letting us down and letting our patients down for years. They let patients in the nursing home down at Fairmont when they let the temperature get over 100 degrees in the summer. They let everybody in the building down at San Leandro Hospital where they got zero plan to keep people safe when there's a 5150 patient who gets violent. You know what AHS's plan is? It's just a page overhead for any available male to come and help. Boo! They got no plan to give our patients clinic appointments long enough to talk to the doctor about their problems. At our clinics, Eastmont, Hayward, Newark, Highland, all the clinics, they've been shortening the clinic appointments so that patients who have no other place to go only get to see their doctor for 10 to 15 minutes, even if that. Woo! And at Highland, we're still sending patients out into the cold in hospital socks with no shoes and paper scrubs because AHS failed to make a plan or spend any money on clothing for our patients when we send them outside. But you know what? I've been seeing you all stick together and fight about things. And it works. I can tell you it's worked at Fairmont. I saw people at Fairmont who I'm seeing right now in the front. Hi, Aberdeen. I saw them walk right out of that building and stand shoulder to shoulder with each other and shut down the administration building when AHS tried to force a contract violating layoff on them. And they won. They didn't win everything. They stopped it from being as bad as it could have got. I've seen people at San Leandro stick together because they know there's no other alternative than going on strike to fix this AHS, and they had some of the highest yes strike vote turnout in the whole AHS at San Leandro. We had clinics where almost everybody that was on duty and working came and voted in that strike vote. That tells us something. It tells us something that 98% of our members and 99% of your coworkers in CNA voted yes to go on strike. Here's what we got to keep in mind now. We just heard an amazing and really exciting message from the county supervisors. It's something that we've been fighting for a long time. It took hard work to get here. It took you all being here today, being here and on the picket lines yesterday to make that happen. It took years of being ready. It is working. And because it's working, we cannot stop. We have to keep going until we have a fair contract. So we're all going to stay out on strike all the way through Sunday. We go back to work Monday, y'all. We're going to stay out on strike until we have a fair contract. We are not ending this strike early unless we got one. And we have been telling AHS, we've been telling AHS over and over, we're ready to bargain now, we're ready to bargain during the strike, before and after. Let's go, we're ready. Let's do it. So the only thing I want you to remember from now until forever, right? We're going to remember the words of John Lewis. Sometimes we got to fight and we got to get into good and necessary trouble. So let's keep it up all the way through the end of Sunday night. we're going to get into good trouble together. What kind of trouble we going to get in? All right, solidarity, y'all.
Thank you, John. I am honored to be here with you all. My name is Linda Strack. I'm a telemetry nurse at Alameda Hospital. With me is Karen Rothblatt, our chief nurse rep. She has been fighting for us for decades. And what I hear in John, I'm so glad he referenced John Lewis, the people that have come before us and shown us how to fight are what we're all about today and what we're honoring. And that's why we need our contract. Because if we can't retain the mature nurses that have that wisdom at the bedside, how are we going to keep and mentor the young nurses that are coming up behind us? And our patients deserve it. No matter where you are up and down in the East Bay, our public hospital is a safety net, and we have the knowledge to give our patients, and we don't want to hear about just-in-time stocking of PPE. Just in time is for the sugar on the coffee cart, not for our PPE. So we thank Supervisor Chan and we thank Chairman Valle for being out here, and that's what we've waited for 2 years to hear. So we are humbled. You know, our little hospital has been with CNA, one of the charter members, for over 100 years. And Kate Creedon's granddaughter was here and met with me today, and she said she was so proud of the lineage at our hospital, that it has been a community hospital all this time. So thank you, John. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and we are ready to get in that good trouble with you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am not as loud as Moana, but I just want to say good afternoon to the Board of Supervisors who are here with us, to our vibrant community, and to each and every one of you making sacrifices today to demand change. My name is Stacy Lee. I'm a speech pathologist and rehab at Fairmont Hospital and San Leandro Hospital. I live in Alameda County. I vote in Alameda County. And I am hella proud to serve the community here in Alameda County. I work with a team that includes physical therapists, occupational therapists, social workers, medical interpreters, nurses, doctors, you name it. Our sole mission is to get our patients their lives back after having a stroke or trauma. We are here to serve the patients. In a perfect world, we have patients that don't need to wait 2 to 3 months for appointments. We have patients that get help right away when they need to be turned in their beds or they wet their beds. We have patients that have air conditioning in their rooms during the heat wave. We have patients that have great ventilation for protecting their lungs. In a perfect world, we go to work with smiles on our faces. In a perfect world, we see patients knowing that we are protecting our patients, ourselves, and our families at home with adequate PPE. In a perfect world, we have managers who respect the work we do and come to us every single day because they know we know our patients best. In a perfect world, there's harmony at work. Managers who have transparent and trustful relationships with their employees. In a perfect world, our children and families feel safe when we come home and when we work during a pandemic because we know that management has our backs. Right now, we are far from that perfect world, but with the support and actions from our Board of Supervisors, we know that pivotal changes at AHS are on the horizon. Our patients and the workers who serve them deserve this world, and we will not rest until we get it. Thank you.
All for better wages, better working conditions, a fair contract, safety, fair staffing, everything above. They're just trying to cut everything to keep the profits. We're just trying to put the patients first.
What's your name?
Brian.
No, this is my first time. So, I mean, we're basically here just trying to fight, you know, our rights community and our patients. So what this whole strike is trying to give AHS, you know, the wrongfully unfair labor. And so this is my first time experiencing the strike. And so we're all coming here together as a community and as co-workers and letting the county know to take over AHS for mismanaging the finance, lack of PPE, and affecting our health benefits. My name is Jubilee. It's spelled J-I-M-M-Y-L-Y. Thank you.
No, it's not a private company, AHS, it's just that they're running it like it is a private company. And that's the problem, right? It's a public health system, and the management team has been running it as if they think this is a corporation and using anti-union tactics against its workers, and that's why we're all out here. Well, I've been at the bargaining table with them for almost 2 years, so yeah, I mean, it all started when, you know, Del Vecchio, Finley took over, I believe. That's how it. He's the CNA. He's the CEO. But you know, it's been problematic ever since the Board of Trustees has been really the main governing body. And that's why we've been demanding the Board of Supervisors take back over the governance of the hospital system.
One good turn. So that's hi. What's up, girl?
Yeah, of course. You know, of course. Laying off people, then making them rebid for their jobs. You know, typical stuff. People that need to work, people that we need them to be at work. Cutting their hours and then hiring part-time people, you know, instead, so that it's chaos and it's insecurity, all of those things.
Some safety issues. Have you contacted
This came from the convention.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You put it in the mail.
I'm sorry?
Can you talk
I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we put in...
It's kind of sporty too, and it covers the neck all the way up.
You know, yes, we have. We have put in complaints, we have gotten letters back. You know, I can't really say exactly how many, but there's been multiple complaints from different people, different departments. And
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you guys were doing an interview. I'm sorry.
They send letters, and they have not, that I'm aware of, physically visited. They're completely overwhelmed, and that's what they have told us.
Less than 200 for 18 months.
You know, so yeah, so they're overwhelmed too, just like nurses and you know, caregivers. So yeah, who are you with?
I'm with KPFA, Pacifica.
Oh, great.
KPOO.
Oh, my favorite station.
We have a show called COVID, Race and Democracy.
Oh.
So, the COVID pandemic, how has this fitted into what's going on now? Maybe we can talk about COVID.
Well, you know, part of the problem, the thing with COVID is the patients are sicker, the patients require more care, more time to take care of. They're in isolation. We have to put on special clothes that, PPE, and we have to put it on in such a way as to protect ourselves and to protect our patients and then protect the rest of the staff and take it off the same way. So one of the biggest problems for us has been staffing. Instead of staffing us more safely, they've been cutting back the staffing. They've been sending nurses home. They've been canceling nurses before they get there. And we have been bare bones staffing and short-staffed even before the pandemic. And we've been fighting against that even before the pandemic. But now it's like insane. People are terrified. So I would say for me, that is one of the biggest things. Of course, there's PPE shortages. One of the problems we have at our hospital is that nurses report broken equipment. Those PAPRs that we have, they're battery operated, batteries that don't run anymore, PAPRs that are broken and they're not replaced. So in the middle of a crisis situation, you go to put on a PAPR and it doesn't work. So, and this has happened, honestly. So COVID just shines a light on, I think, all of the deficiencies that we already experience with this management with AHS. So, again, we're really, really hoping, and it sounded very optimistic today, that all of our hard work to get the Board of Supervisors to take back control over the county facilities so that there is accountability from the public, or that we have accountability, that the public has accountability. That's what we want, and it sounds like we might be getting there.
Public health in the United States is really falling short. You see your Medicare for all, the situation now with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Does that really show that there has to be a different system?
There has to be a different system. I mean, we've known there has to be a different system for a long, long, long time. The nurses at CNA have been fighting for single-payer health care, Medicare for all, for years. We were the first ones that backed Bernie Sanders because he stood with us for Medicare for all. And we've continued that fight. The fight continues, and I think, unfortunately it had to come this way, but I think that this pandemic is really shining a light on the fact that we do need Medicare for all. We need health care that every single person can depend on, no matter whether they're working or not working or retired or a veteran or whatever. Their workman's compensation, our workman's compensation system is ridiculous. I've witnessed multiple times nurses who have been injured on the job, and they can't get the care that they need. I have friends that are disabled that have been in chronic pain because they couldn't get an MRI because some doctor, whoever it is that works for, the insurance company that covers workman's comp won't let them get a simple MRI so that then they could get the surgery that they need. So,
outsourcing.
Can I take mine?
Yeah, it's the outsourcing. Really, it is the outsourcing.
Doctors are making determinations on.
Yeah, and who knows who hires these people, right? So, yeah, it's just, it's very, that's one of the saddest things that I've experienced in terms of, in terms of workman's comp, and seeing how it fails workers.
Maximus.
Yeah. It fails workers, and we put our blood, sweat, and tears on the line every day, and then something happens when you're trying to take care of a patient and you get injured, and then you're kind of kicked to the curb, and your life is ruined, basically. So,
there's unity now between CNA and SEIU, and you work for the same company. How did that come about?
Oh my God, well, nothing like the boss to get you active, right? So you can always depend on that. If you are having trouble organizing people and getting them to show unity together, have a really bad boss and it will happen. I don't know the exact statistic, but something like 75% of the people that utilize our healthcare system are people of color, right? They're poor people, and the fact that those two words have to go together, says a lot about how horrible things are in this country. with systemic racism. And I would say that, you know, the fact that this administration, this hospital administration, gives a lot of lip service to caring for the community. But I would say it's embarrassing and it's shameful that we have leadership that are people of color that seem to be so truly uncaring of the workers and by, you know, and then by extension, the patients.
Brian. All for better wages, better working conditions, a fair contract, safety, fair staffing, everything above. They're just trying to cut everything to keep the profits. We're just trying to put the patients first.
My name is Mike. I'm a Spanish language interpreter at Alameda Health System. I've been there, this is my 20th year. And in general, I think most of us would say that we're relatively happy. But surely they are starting to sort of take away our power. They are wanting to dumb down the way we do the work. They're trying to eliminate positions. They've already eliminated 5 positions. And slowly but surely, I get the feeling they think we're dinosaurs and that we should be extinct. So we'll see how all of this transpires, and I hope that you know, they value what we do and want us to continue providing the best service possible for the patients in need.
Is this your first strike?
No, not my first strike. This is, I've only 2 or 3, most of the, you know. This is the biggest one. This, in the past, they would last 1 day, maybe 2, and both sides would get together and they would come to a mutual agreement. This time, it's pretty hardcore. I wouldn't want to run the hospital. I think it's a difficult work, but I think they've done a bad job. And on top of it, we have the pandemic. And so people are suffering a lot.
What is the language problem dealing with the pandemic?
Well, we're doing things remotely to protect ourselves and protect others. We're doing things through video. We're doing things through the phone line. The providers are masked like we are. It's difficult to hear them. The patients are sick. You can't expect them to speak up. And I do have to tell them, you know, I'm really sorry, I can't hear you. Could you speak up? And there's noise in the background. The provider's moving around. Their voice trails away. And it is what it is, but it's really difficult. You know, and I'm never really sure sometimes if I'm doing an accurate job. I think so. If I say something wrong, if I misinterpret, and there are times I catch myself, I say something that the provider said or the patient said, and then a few seconds later, you know, the conversation continues and I go, wait a minute. I ask for clarification. Did you say that, you know, Mrs. Sanchez? And then I understand that I made an error and I have to correct myself. Those things can always happen, but doing things remotely, even though we have to because it's important, we need to protect ourselves and everybody else in the triangle has to be protected. It's difficult.
I'm Said Dabir. I work for the Alameda Health System. I work at Fairmont these days. So these days we are working only, we used to do an in-person call, we are not doing it. I think we should solve this problem. You know, we should talk and we should resolve this problem. And you know, we are in the times, bad times, you know, pandemics and all these things. The people are already stressed, under stress, and doing a strike is another stress, right? Thinking about it. And the people who are doing a strike, they're not gonna get the money, and everybody is short of money these days.
We have from Fairmont, CNA, Taisha McCullough. Neurosurgery PA, Larry Barden.
So we're not that much.
AHS Chapter Vice President, Veronica Palacios. From the dental clinic, registered dental assistant, Wendell Clark. Holding it down in the cath lab, Hallie Derrigan. Superstar from San Leandro Hospital and surgery tech, Takia Bird. Veteran bargaining team member and chapter officer, Evangeline Kinsey. Nurse practitioner at Fairmont, Allison Austin. Respiratory therapist who keeps our patients breathing, Adrian Jackson. The first person that you'll see when you walk into John George, Maria Betancourt. From Care Management, Juan Chung. My co-worker in the Highland ER, Patrick Woodbury. Laid off but still fighting, Shalika Carter. And one of the best speech makers on our whole bargaining team, Stacy Lee. On the e-board of our union local, Derek Boutte. Okay, Derek wants to say something real quick, and then CNA is going to introduce their bargaining team to you.
Hey, I just wanted us to sing a song for the Board of Trustees and for AHS administration. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Hey, goodbye.
All right, everybody. Hello again. My name is Mawata Kamara. I am a nurse in the emergency room at San Leandro Hospital. I have been on the bargaining team. We've been at the table for 2 very long years without a contract. I am also the chief nurse rep at San Leandro Hospital. It has been an honor to be next to these ladies fighting at the bargaining table, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves because we're a small group. But before I do that, the food is coming here, so you guys don't have to leave afterwards. So just to let you know, the food is coming here.
Hello, you beautiful troublemakers. My name is Lisa Lefebvre. I've been an RN at San Leandro Hospital for the past 30 years. I'm a PACU nurse, and this is my second go-round on a bargaining team, and I can tell you this time it's been 180 degrees opposite of what it was the first time. I have one message for Ms. Athena Buen Consejo. Honey, we just landed your plane.
Hi, I'm Jackie Moran from San Leandro Hospital. I've been a nurse for 23 years. I've been on bargaining for 2 years. Let's kick some butt. There's power in numbers. Athena Consejo's going down.
My name is Karen Rothblatt. I have been working at Alameda Hospital for 31 years. I worked in the emergency room for 15, and I've been in the operating room for the last 16 years. I'm the chief nurse rep, and I've been at the bargaining table 5 times. And this has been the most disastrous, disrespectful bargaining I've ever been through, could ever not imagine. And I just want to thank Del Vecchio Finley for bringing us all together here in strength and in unity. Thank you, Del Vecchio.
My name is Deborah Leonard, and I work at Fairmont Hospital. We have been in bargaining for over 9 months. Actually, we're going through a lot with taking care of our patients in this bargaining. So actually, at this point in time, we know for sure that we need to keep it safe there. So we're wishing for our best results with this bargaining. So we're looking forward to that.